The elephant who shared his shade. Have you ever seen an elephant so big that when he stood still, an entire family could rest in his shadow? This is the story of such an elephant and how he learned the joy of sharing. So lie down, get comfortable, and let this gentle tale take you to a warm, faraway land. My dear little ones, it is your old storyteller again. Tonight, I will take you to the golden plains of Africa, where the sun glows like a great drum in the sky and the grass sways like waves on the sea. There, in the heart of the savannah, lived a great elephant named Baku. His ears were wide as sails, and his tusks curved like the moon. Baku was strong and wise. The other animals respected him, for he could dig for water in the driest of times and clear paths through the thickest brush. But there was one thing Baku loved most of all: his shade. On the hottest days, when the sun seemed to touch the earth, Baku would stand under the wide branches of an old acacia tree. Its leaves made the coolest shadow in the land, and there Baku would rest his feet and flap his ears in peace. One summer the rains did not come. The streams dried, the grass turned yellow, and the air shimmered with heat. All the animals searched for shade, but the trees had shed their leaves, and only the old acacia still offered a patch of cool ground. Baku stayed there day after day, enjoying the comfort. But when other animals came, he would say, "This is my shade, I found it first. Go find your own." The zebras tried to rest beside him, but Baku shook his head. The antelope came, but Baku stepped in front of them. Even the little meerkats, who only wanted a corner, were turned away. One by one, the animals left to search for shelter in the blazing sun. Then one afternoon, a tiny bird named Lila flew down. She looked tired, and her feathers drooped. "Please, Baku," she said, "my wings are hot, and I need to rest in the cool air under your tree." Baku sighed, but stepped aside for the little bird. She is so small, he thought, she will not take much space. Lila rested in the shade, and soon began to sing. Her song was soft and sweet, like water over stones. As she sang, a tortoise wandered over, drawn by the music. His shell was warm from the sun. "May I rest here too?" he asked. Baku hesitated, but remembered how small Lila had been compared to his great size. He nodded. The tortoise settled down with a grateful smile. Soon a gazelle came, then 2 meerkats, and then a family of warthogs. Before long, half the clearing was filled with animals resting peacefully under the tree. At first, Baku thought the shade would disappear if he shared it. But something strange happened. The more animals gathered, the cooler it seemed to become. Their laughter and quiet chatter filled the air. The little birds sang, and even the tortoise hummed along. Baku felt something he had not felt in many days. He felt happy. The next morning, Baku stood beside the acacia tree, waiting as the sun climbed higher. Animals began to arrive again. He welcomed each one with a smile. Some brought fruit they had found. Others brought news of where the grass was still green. In return, Baku dug a hole nearby with his strong tusks and found a small pool of water for everyone to drink. Days passed, and the animals grew closer. They helped one another find food. They warned each other of danger. And each evening, they rested together in the shared shade. Baku realized that his joy no longer came from keeping the shade all to himself. It came from the warmth of friends, the sound of their voices, and the feeling of being part of something bigger than himself. When at last the rains returned, the savannah turned green again, but the animals never forgot that dry summer. And they never forgot that the greatest shade of all is the shade we share with others. And so, my dear ones, remember this. Kindness grows when we share what we have. Whether it is food, a toy, a helping hand, or even just a shady spot. When we welcome others, we find that our own hearts become lighter and our days more joyful.